She approaches life with far more enthusiasm and far less training than recommended, but it makes for some good stories. She lives in South Bend with her spouse, 2 sons, and 2 spoiled rescue dogs. And you're training for how long?
I have
50 miles?
a 50-miler coming up next October.
Oh, wow.
This will be the 3rd try, so hopefully 3rd time's a charm, because I've bombed majorly the last couple times.
So let's hear a warm welcome.
Have you ever looked up at a mid-flight helicopter and thought, damn, I have got to take a ride in one of those? No? Yeah, you get it. So, it was a warm, humid, heavy Missouri day in July. I was 23 years old and on a road trip with my new boyfriend. The man I was sure I'd spend forever with. Because, 23-year-olds are wise. After 2 blissful months together, I was certain he was the one. And we had to meet each other's moms before we considered the next big step. Well, we'd already considered it, but formalities. So this is how we found ourselves at my mother's house in rural Missouri, where alcohol flowed as freely as the river we had spent the afternoon canoeing down. We had a full weekend planned. She had the sights set up for us to see. We were going to do all of these things, but one of the big things she wanted us to do was meet her friends. Bless her heart. We'd spent this day canoeing and drinking cheap beer from a cooler floating between us. I was sun-tired and ready to nap when she told us we were going to go to this dinner at her friend's house. We were going to grill and do fireworks. Now in Kansas, where I lived at the time, the whole damn state's flammable. So you're lucky if you get 4th of July with fireworks, because things happen. So we only have like 2 legal days of fireworks in Kansas. And apparently in Missouri, all of July is open to celebrating America. So we're going to a celebration. America. I would much rather just go to the video store, get some crappy movies, stay in. We can continue drinking, that's fine. It's been a full day. We have to get back on the road tomorrow to make it to Cincinnati to meet his mom. But my mom insists she wants to show us off to her friends. Plus, she was sure grilling was going to be fun. I had my doubts. See, my mom has a history of befriending fun people who are about as smart as fence posts. I was only on board for the promise of grilled beef. So reluctantly, I joined the merry band of revelers despite my misgivings, and upon arrival, I learned that dinner was indefinitely postponed by the host's need to make a beer run. The whole reason I'm on board for this, the whole reason I'm here, it's not here. By this point, I was also starting to sober up, and I was so tired. So I plopped down outside in a canvas chair next to the house with a lukewarm plate of potato salad, not a steak, to watch the host's teen sons build a bonfire and set a piece of plywood down as a launch platform for the arsenal of fireworks they had procured for that July 19th extravaganza. Yay, freedom! I began to doze in my chair. Suddenly, all of the people involved in the pyrotechnics were hooting and hollering as one of their stumble-drunk compatriots had fallen over onto the platform, just as they lit something. I groggily looked up and I watched as this object started to spin on its side. A flaming phosphorus ball shot toward a field off to the left. And it spun a little bit more. And another ball skidded under a picnic table to my left. Oh, that's concerning. Then I vaguely registered as one came straight down toward me under the chair, hit the wall, bounced back under my chair, and oh fuck. The world shrunk to a small and blinding globe of light around me as the smoke seared my lungs, and the flame simultaneously melted my chair from beneath me, and my outer layers of flesh started to bubble. Time stood still. Then suddenly, my boyfriend is half dragging, half carrying me into their house, trying to keep me from looking down at my arms and legs at my seared flesh. I was lifted into a bathtub as drunk people rock, paper, scissors over who would call 911. Now, mind you, there are 3 EMTs in this gaggle of drunk. So surely there are enough brain cells left that somebody should know what to do. So they put me in a bathtub full of ice water and wrapped me in wet towels and figured out who was sober enough to drive me to where the ambulance could meet. Because they didn't want an ambulance coming to their house where drunk EMTs lit fireworks. So they bundled me into the truck. And my mother sat in the back seat apologizing repeatedly as I screamed and animals screamed. And they drove over rutted washboard roads and into the downtown area where an ambulance could pick me up. And then the people in the ambulance looked at me and go, oh, shit. We're not going to be able to get her anywhere fast enough. So let's hitch a ride with MedFlight. So they bundled me onto the helicopter, which, gotta admit, most expensive trip I've ever taken. And I had a whole lot of firsts that day. My first burn injury, my first ride in an ambulance, my first ride in a helicopter, my first dose of morphine ever, my first trip to the emergency room, where the nurses took a look at me and they're like, well, maybe it's not so bad if we could just, get some of this char off you. It turned out to be 2nd-degree burns and 3rd-degree burns. And after 4 hours in the emergency room, they packed me off with a prescription for burn cream, a prescription for opiates, and the next morning I got into the car, still drugged up, to go to Cincinnati to meet my future mother-in-law, which I highly recommend if you're gonna meet. You should totally do it under the influence of opiates. It really softens the blow when she starts judging. So that is my attempt at celebrating America in Missouri.